Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for your patience. This is Joanna the medium, and these are going to be your readings for the month of May and June. They are coming late. I had some personal stuff come up. I had a loss in my family, and I was also hit with this energetic shift that made me feel, let's just say, discombobulated. So when that happens energetically, it's an interesting thing to go through, but it renders me not as effective when it comes to connecting. So I had to honor myself, and I had to honor my guides, and I needed to stay back a little bit and just allow this to pass through. The month of April and May have been quite challenging, to say the least, for many people. It has certainly been challenging for me. My understanding is that we were going through a massive energetic shift that has brought up a whole bunch of stuff to surface. So this would have affected differently to different people, but I am sure a lot of you were affected by it. So for me, it's coming to the end, but it has certainly not been an easy time to say the least. The month of May and June readings, or the month of May and June, are interesting because they felt very transitory to me. There is a lot of change in the air, and this could be because it's an after effect of the energetic shift. Most of the signs, if not all of the signs, are going through a lot of changes, transitions, a lot of endings, but also starting new beginnings. So very interesting to see. Almost every single one that I was doing had a component of ending on some levels, and endings are not bad. Endings just means that we are done with it. Our soul is done with it and says, okay, I want to experience something new and something different, something much more something bigger, and it's time to leave some things behind. So be prepared that the month of May and June, or whatever is remaining in May, you may actually have experienced some of this in May, but because it's coming out a little bit later in May, you may have already experienced this, or you will experience this in the remainder of May and June. So just be prepared that some of the energies might still feel a little bit shifty and slightly uncomfortable, not bad necessarily, but slightly uncomfortable. But I am being told that we're almost done with this energetic shift, and it will not happen for many years to come. We'll have little shifts, but this was quite, I almost said expensive. It was quite expansive and expensive on the energies, or on my emotions at least, for sure. Of course, these are general readings, so please listen to them. If they make sense to you, great. If not, listen to your moon, rising, or your other signs, or sun sign. And of course, if you would like a private session with me, that information is down below under show more section. I would be more than happy, honored to have a session with you. I think that's all I want to say. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for all your wishes. A lot of you have written to me asking if I'm okay, and yes, I'm okay, but it was challenging, to say the least. But thank you all so much for your concern. I truly appreciate it, and I am back on a regular schedule, and that's all I want to say. So again, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in July. Without further ado, let's get started. Hello, beautiful Cancers, everyone from the sign of Cancer. This is going to be your reading for the month of May and June. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. Some of them flipped up, so I see some of them. And the very interesting thing is that when I used 2 different decks, 2 cards came up, exactly the same cards. So that's interesting so far. And these are the solar plexus cards, which is all about confidence, creativity, and inner power. When I was connecting with your energy, or when I was shuffling cards and asking for keywords with regards to Cancer for the month of May and June, I kept hearing the word movement, organization, seeing things from a different perspective, or seeing a different perspective. And also, there seems to be, for some of you, career move or promotion, or receiving more money. But we will see what the career sector has as far as a card, and that card is face down, so I don't see. So the overall energy for the month of May and June is the card of balance. This is also in a traditional tarot deck, the card of justice. Things going your way, things coming to a resolution, fairness, a fair outcome to an existing situation that has been puzzling you for quite some time. For some of you, this situation involves money or a financial commitment. For some of you, I'm being taken more towards health. So and right away I got a headache. So there's obviously something going on with somebody's health and finances that is causing a headache or pressure. Be organized with your thoughts with respect to the decision-making process. And what I do see, particularly for some of you for the month of May, and this is at the end of May, I see you coming to an end or to a conclusion of something that has been in the works for quite some time. Whatever this is, seems to be, again, financially connected, but it is a situation that has been draining to you and for you. I hear the words manipulate. Maybe you have been or you are in a situation where you feel manipulated. Somebody is manipulating you, or maybe you are trying to manipulate a situation in order to turn in your favor. The chakra that is being affected in the month of May and June is the solar plexus. So this is all about confidence. This is all about feeling empowered. This is all about creativity. So it encompasses different emotions. But because the card is shown to me in reverse, in particular because it's shown to me in reverse, it is telling me that your confidence has been suffering, or your confidence has been compromised, or your confidence has been challenged over the last, for some of you it's few years, for some of you it's few months. And I hear the word September, so September of last year. So the overall energy seems to be around fairness, coming to conclusions, coming to a place of balance through gaining not only a perspective of your situation, gaining new perspective of your situation, but also through conclusion of something that has been in the works for quite some time. And I hear the word bothersome, that has been bothering you for quite a while. Okay. I also hear the words, keep your head up, keep your head up. And I'm hearing, don't look down, keep your head up. In other words, stay positive, stay confident, stay true to yourself, and stay true to your beliefs about this situation. For some of you, there is an exchange of a document, and I hear the word legal. So some of you will be dealing with legalities. This is a justice card, so may involve legal aspect. I also hear the word compromise. You may come to a place where if you are dealing with something or someone in a legal type situation, you may finally come to a balance point or a point of compromise where both parties decide to move forward rather than fighting each other. Now, whether this is in court or whether this is legal or whether this is a situation that you have been entangled in, the word entangled comes up, which could be also in a relationship. There seems to be, for many of you, and I would say for most of you, a favorable outcome to an existing situation. Okay, I hear the word school. For some of you, it has something to do with school and or education, and this has also a financial component. And I feel like either you are waiting to receive money, connecting to school, towards school, from school, something around finances and school is being presented as well. And I hear a fair outcome or a good outcome. Now, the cards, I have two cards that fell for the relationship sector, We have again the solar plexus, which is all about confidence, all about creativity and empowerment. But the next card, we have the card called Manifest. So this is Magician, and it's in reverse. So with respect to, let me just hold this card. So this is what it looks like in upright position. So magicians create seemingly out of nothing. One is the number of new beginnings. It is a directed energy in a particular direction. But because it's being shown to me in reverse, for some of you, it's a delay regarding a relationship. So let me just see if I can open this up. I hear that some of you need to wait a little longer until something comes into fruition, and I'm seeing the symbol of pregnancy. So if you are in a relationship and you are looking to get pregnant, or you have been wanting to get pregnant, there seems to be a delay in that particular aspect. Now, I hear the words forever trying. So some of you may have been trying for quite some time, and unfortunately unsuccessfully. But I hear the words slight delay. So for those of you who have been trying to get pregnant, and that is solar plexus, that is where tummy, that's where babies are from. I hear the words, the delay is temporary. So it's going to be, for some of you, not necessarily for all of you. So see if that makes sense to you down the road. I also hear the words, next year by this time, you will be happy with regards to this particular circumstance. I also feel there is a stuckness in my throat about this. And I hear the words indecisions or decisions. So maybe some of you are weighing out options, whether you should continue trying. And it's stuck in my throat as an indecision. And if you're in that situation, I'm very sorry. It's never easy to go through. Now, for those of you who are singles, I hear the words, don't expect any miracles yet. So if you are looking to find the one, I hear the words, they're coming, but I hear the words, I hear month of September. So perhaps if you are looking to have a relationship, and this is talking about partnerships as in romantic, there seems to be, again, a slight delay to your plans. For some of you, I hear the words moving in together, and I feel like this message came up another month. For those of you who are thinking about moving in together, again, there is a bit of an uncomfortable feeling in my throat, and I hear the word not yet. So some of you are contemplating moving in together, and if this is the case with you, please check with your intuition, check with your gut, because I do have a feeling, here's my nose again when my spirit comes through, I do have a feeling that there needs to be a time of pause before you make the final decision. Now, remember what they were talking about earlier. The key words for May and June is organization, seeing different perspective. But there also is an energy of movement. So things are moving forward, and I am seeing in my mind the card Chariot. They are moving forward, but I feel like you will, the movement seems to be maybe slow, or you will feel like there is slow. Again, I hear the word slight delay. Some of you, I hear fighting. You're fighting, not seeing eye to eye. And I feel that there is tremendous amount of frustration on both parts. But whoever it is that I'm speaking to, you, I feel like you're unable to let go of something. Maybe it's something that has transpired in a relationship. Maybe you have felt undermined, hurt. deceived, whatever it is, I feel like it's very difficult for you to let go. Whatever that is for you, it also has roots in your past relationships. So you might want to muse and see if there are any challenges or baggage that you have brought forward from your last relationship. We all have baggage, as I call it, so that wouldn't be unusual. But whatever it is that you are not letting go is rooted in a past relationship, and it could go as far back as being a child, but it is rooted in a different relationship. I also hear, try to see the other's point of view in this situation. Again, seeing different perspective. Sometimes it's not necessarily about being right. Sometimes it's about being at peace or being happy. And sometimes there's a need to let go of something in order to be happy, even though you may not feel right. And that's a fine balance for sure. But sometimes there's a need to compromise based on what it is you're trying to get out of a particular situation. So I do see some of you are fighting over something. Some of you are fighting over money. And I'm hearing that somebody's spending too much, and you feel that whoever you are with is very frivolous with money. And that is really bothering you. It's a sore spot. Now, finances often come up in relationship as one of the biggest things of fights, so that wouldn't surprise me. For some of you, I hear the words, let go of your guilt. Let go of your guilt. Whatever guilt you have within your relationship, you are to let go of it, because it's actually preventing you from being fully present. This could be a gazillion different situations, but guilt is coming up. He's showing me the number 9, which signifies to me endings, letting go of something, letting go of a certain way of being, or letting go of a certain perspective. But the word guilt is being signified very clearly or highlighted very clearly. And once you let go of the emotion of guilt, and he's showing me this as pouring out liquid from a cup, you will then make more room for emotional fulfillment. So for those of you who have some guilt, and this would be something that you should be aware of. I don't feel it's something that is so deep that you're not aware of. But if it's not making sense, maybe look at your relationship and see if it stirs up any guilt within you. Sometimes it's so subconscious that we can't put a finger on it, but until it's brought up to surface, it's hard to see. And the way he's saying to do this is, look at what triggers you when your partner says certain things to you, and that trigger will take you to an emotion which you will be able to then name and observe and notice where that emotion comes from, because most likely it is not from this existing relationship. It's an emotion from another relationship that has not been healed. Okay? And again, he's showing me the number 9. So for whatever reason, there's some endings within relationships. Some of you may be ending a relationship, but for many of you, it's an ending of a certain way of relating to your partner or someone. Now, this could be in a romantic relationship, but it could be in any relationship. Could be family, could be friends. Okay. One more thing, he says, stop feeling so small. Stop feeling so small. If you do feel small, you will project a certain fear out of you, and people will be attracted to you that will poke that and prove to you that you are small. You're obviously not small, but it's something that you have adopted or accepted as a circumstance of growing up, more likely than not. So stop playing small, stop being small. Now, the next card is about abundance, money, and career. And we have the card called Awaiting Results, card number 7. So this is an earth energy. This is Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Project. Some of you are working on a project, and the conclusion of it isn't ready yet. For some of you, I'm seeing a building. Some of you are building a house or are building something, whether it's building an enterprise, building a business, building a career, whatever you're building with regards to career and money. There's a slight delay. There's lots of delays here. Even though there's movement, the movement seems to be in the background, but the physical manifestation of it may feel like delays. And that's why it's being said that yes, there is movement, but the manifestation of the movement will not be visible to you for a little while. Okay, and I am being pushed past the month of June, July, somewhere there towards summer. Now June 21st is summer, but I'm being pushed a little bit further into summer. Some of you have money coming to you as a payout. And I feel like you've been waiting for this payout for quite some time. For some of you, this could be an insurance policy. For some of you, this could be money that someone owes you. For some of you, this is going to be a bonus structure that you are waiting to be paid out on. And I hear the word see the word number 5. So this could be you'll either receive it on May or you have been waiting since May. There's something about the number 5 here. 5 is also changes. There seems to be a discrepancy with some payment or payout. And maybe that's why the payment is delayed to you. Okay? If you are waiting for a payment and it's not coming to you, I'm being told that eventually it'll clear itself out, but there seems to be a slight delay. It's like there's a hiccup in there somewhere. For those of you who had to fill out some paperwork, which could be for a loan or any kind of financial obligation or financial commitment, I feel like some of you, it could be just one person, but few of you made a mistake in the paper, the way you filled it out. There's something that wasn't filled out quite right. So if you have filled out papers, documentation, some of you, hang on 1 second. If you have, I'm saying 1 second to you because he's saying something to me as I'm saying something to you. If you had to fill out documents regarding a financial obligation or something that you would be receiving, and there is no money coming to you, might be worthwhile for you to call whoever the other party is and ask if everything is fine with the paperwork. Okay, some of you are awaiting a tax refund. And April was, I believe, the end of tax season. So May, June, that would make sense. And some of you are waiting for this money. Yeah, it's so tax refund. I feel, I see it's coming to hopefully many of you, but certainly some of you. Some of you will actually have to pay out money, and this is to do with a building. So if you are looking to build something, or if you are in a process of putting something together, or you're building a house or a structure, I feel like the month of May and June is going to be a month of spending. Okay, so again, organization is very, very important. I also hear be mindful where you put your energy into. So if you have many projects on the go that are connected financially, be mindful where you put your energy into. Because all of a sudden I got a headache, and that to me signifies that there's too many things on the go and you may be getting frustrated. A lot of this is for work. It's work connected, work related. So be very mindful where you spend your energy. For those of you who have who procrastinate and have a lot of things on the go with work, finances, career, it would be wise for you to have a calendar. He's actually showing me grab a calendar and put things in a calendar on daily or weekly basis to help you achieve things that you have been putting off for a while. And I feel like this is building up over and over time, so eventually comes to a point where it's so overwhelming that it's hard to keep up with. My apologies, my phone just went wild and I need to put it to rest. So that is the information regarding, that's the message regarding career and finances. Let me just see if there's anything else. For some of you, the message is don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you are looking at investing money, he says, invest wisely. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Some of you, if you are looking to invest, it would be worthwhile for you to ask around, he says, but also ask for advice of someone who knows about this stuff. Now, I'm not good. I don't invest, so I don't know the things around it. But there's a message for some of you to invest wisely and to educate yourself in order to make the right move. Whatever this investment is, I hear for some of you it's risky. So the more risky it is, the more you want to make sure that you cover all your bases as much as possible to alleviate any potential problems to the best of your ability. That's what he's trying to say. Okay. Now, the message regarding health and well-being. We have the card called Find Balance, but the card is in reverse. Okay, so let me just see. For some of you, I feel like you're going in circles regarding a certain health situation, and you're not able to get answers to what it is that it's bothering you. Those of you who are dealing with this, I'm being taken to my abdominal area. Again, this is solar plexus, and solar plexus as the overall energy. And I keep hearing you saying, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. For some of you, I hear ulcers. So maybe you have ulcerative colitis. Maybe you've had ulcers in the past, or maybe it feels like you've had ulcers, or you have issues with digestion. That is being highlighted here. I also hear the words naturopath. So for some of you, if you have been going to a doctor from one to another, trying to figure out what is wrong, you might want to consider a different alternative, the less common alternative, or another health alternative. Some of you, particularly when it comes to, your abdominal area, digestion seems to be an issue, but he's saying to me it's rooted in your emotions. I'm being taken to someone's large intestine, and I feel like it's enlarged or swollen, or there's a swelling. And for whatever reason, things are not moving the way they're supposed to be moving. There's a bit of a stuckness there. Okay? And if you are experiencing some of that stuckness, which may also externalize itself in constipation, for those of you, if this makes sense, notice if in life you feel stuck, or if you emotionally feel very stuck, because a lot of your challenges when it comes to your guts is emotionally based. Okay, now Granted, some of you need to make some dietary changes. For some of you, I think this message came up at some other point. I don't know if it was for this sign, but I'm seeing somebody salting and salting and salting and salting. So for some of you, obviously, don't salt as much, especially if you have high blood pressure. So that's separate from the digestion. But for those of you who have challenges with the colon, it would behoove you to look at the word. It would behoove you to look at your emotional state of being and notice if throughout your life emotionally you have felt stuck. And for some of you, it's going back as far as a mother component. So there is the feeling of feeling stuck, and I'm being taken to a mother figure. So whatever the situation have been in the past that made you feel stuck, and a mother is connected to it, or a mother figure, if this makes sense to you, you will understand what this means. What it does signify is there is a need for you to release some emotions that you have been harboring for years, and this is, for some of you, it's as long as 30 years. Some of you have been deceived by a mother figure, and the deceit can manifest in various different ways, but I hear the words deceit, and it's and prolonged, so deceit over a long period of time, and emotionally it made you feel very stuck in a certain situation. So see if that makes sense to you. But it is for some of you affecting your health, and it's time to look at your emotional health, because I feel it needs improvement in order for you to see improvement in your physical body. Okay, especially for those of you who live a lot in the head and you're not emotionally very present, or you're not too keen on working with your emotions or feeling your emotions. This will be much more prevalent with you if you live in your head and you're very, very, very analytical. Okay, the head can't always solve everything, especially when it comes to deep-seated, rooted emotions. But for a lot of you, it's causing some challenges in your abdomen. Some of you are experiencing a sore throat, so we are past the winter season, thank goodness, and I hear the word scratchy throat. So some of you are experiencing a sore throat. Then I'm also being shown vitamin C. So maybe it's as simple for some of you as boosting your immune system in order to ward off any colds or anything that may attach to you as pathogens. Is that the right word? Vitamin C to me suggests you need more vitamins, or your immune system needs a boost. Okay, so that's for some of you. So there must be one person at least who either had a broken leg or had an issue with a leg, particularly with the knee component, and I hear the word kneecap. So either you are going to be looking at getting it fixed, or it is going to be fixed in the next couple of months. I hear that this is a long-standing situation, and you have been dealing with it for a while, but I feel like it's causing inflammation, or it's causing a problem, particularly on the right side. So it may be on the left for you, but I'm being drawn to the right side most clearly, most prominently. If this is you, get it taken care of, because the last thing you want is to develop arthritis in that area. Okay, I also hear for some of you, like, my knee is popping. So I don't know what the popping is. Popping doesn't mean you have to obviously get your kneecap replaced, but there is something with the knee popping. Some of you need to have your hips straightened, and because it's misaligned. So this would be a chiropractic situation. So if you have been feeling slight discomfort in your leg, and I'm actually taken to my back on my right side, and I feel like there's a bit of a pull, or it feels a little bit painful. If you have discomfort on the right side of your back towards your butt, you might want to look at adjusting your hips, because he's showing me there is a misalignment. You either tripped, or something happened. You stood a certain way, or your foot gave in or something you didn't even notice, and your hips got misaligned, and it's now causing a discomfort. So that's very prominent. And I think that's all I have. Overall, it feels like it's a good 2 months. There is some stuff going on, but overall I don't feel anything bad. There is movement, so do remember that there is movement in the background, and things are eventually going to turn out the way you were hoping for most of you, not for all of you. And I think that's all I have. I hope this was helpful. If you wish to comment and let me know how this resonates with you, I would love to hear it. I read comments, every single one. I don't necessarily reply to every single one, but I read every single one. If you would like a private session, of course, that information is down below. I would be honored to have a session with you. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, for sharing, and subscribing. I always say, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't do this. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful month of May, rest of May and June. And I look forward to hearing you again, or to seeing you again in July. Take care. Bye.